What's up everybody, Zeropoint here, giving you another Fortnite video. So I've noticed on YouTube that there are a lot of videos of pro gamers playing, and I am certainly not a pro gamer. So I figured I'd give you a little look at what your average Joe's game looks like, a good average Joe's game looks like here on Fortnite. And I'll add some commentary, give some tips along the way, just so that there's an idea of what it looks like if maybe you're not a pro and you're still learning how to play. So as you can see here, I jumped into Pleasant Park. It's a good area to get loot. I was a little bit short when I jumped in, so I had to rush in to get any and all guns I could find into this house. And I was lucky that there was not anybody in here yet. So jumping in early has its advantages because of that, because you're the first one to get there. You just want to be careful that you don't, somebody doesn't jump in front of you and then grab all the loot and the guns, and so you run right into them. Whenever you get shields here, you definitely want to take them right away. That's what I did with those mini shields, and there's really no point in waiting to take your shields. If you wait, then you could be killed and you're just giving your shields to somebody else in that case. So you might as well take them right away. It could help you survive, and then potentially you can get more later down the line. So I'm being overly cautious here. There's usually a lot of people in Pleasant Park. And if you notice, I just heard some shots around the corner. So I go and loot some more of the houses, and then I come around here and see somebody looting their spoils. And I take them out. This burst gun is really good, the burst assault, if you hit your headshots. If you hit your headshots, you can kill them in potentially even 1 or 2 hits. So I'm trying to get the high ground here. I don't immediately go for the loot because I feel like there could be, people could have heard my shot, and sure enough, somebody did. They came up on me. Close range shotgun's the way to go, but as you can see, I'm not the most gifted with it yet. I'm still practicing the aim. And I catch a tough break. I get shot in the side there, but I stick with the target that is my most immediate threat. I take him out, and then I turn my attention to the other guy. Nice little headshot there to take him out. And now I'm looking around to see if anybody's around, and it's time to get this loot. I noticed my health is really low. I want to get that up as quick as possible, so I grab these bandages, I grab the shields, and I go into the house to take care of that. Want to make sure that you're in a secure location when you're doing this. You're pretty vulnerable, and after a firefight, chances are somebody has heard it, so they might be around the area. Now that I've healed up a bit, I can start to get some of the loot from the battle. Check around just to make sure that there was nobody else coming, and now I can grab all the stuff. There's always a certain amount of decision making you have to make here as to what loot to pick up. What I try and go with is I want to have an AR because they're just good all around guns, good for medium range combat. I want to have something that's fairly long range, so that's why I took that scoped AR. You want to have a shotgun, something close range, and ideally you want to have also some kind of shields or health or something like that. If possible, it's also great to have something to take down enemy structures, so that's why I'm carrying the minigun right now. You notice I just picked up the Chug Jug, and I took it immediately. My shields were not at 100%, my health was not at 100%, so I figured if I'm going to survive, I better get as much health as I possibly can. And I recommend that strategy. Whenever you get something to increase your shields, even if you had, okay shields, if you take the Chug Jug and get 100% shields, it can make a big difference. It can save your life. So I noticed that there was a drop right down here that nobody seemed to be going for. I checked around to make sure that nobody was around. But again, just to be cautious, it's a very exposed location. I build up just a little bit around me. Not all the way around, just enough to give me some cover if need be. Gold sniper is a great weapon to have, so always pick up a sniper if you can. Especially the bolt action ones. While you may not, if you're not really good at sniping, which I'm not very good at sniping, you may miss some of those shots, but you can still, if you land them, they can be devastating. So I went and looted another building, and then I came back around and I heard shots back where I was at Pleasant Park. So I'm going back to that area to check it out. I see this guy has rockets, missed the shot, but it looks like he took out the guy that he was aiming at. I can see right down there. Now you notice, oh, there, I get him there. You notice I hadn't reloaded my gun, and that's really a tricky thing. So you always want to reload before you switch your weapons, so that you have, you know, a fully loaded gun if you switch back to it. Sometimes I forget to do that kind of stuff, and so could have cost me, but luckily I was able to pull out a nice sniper shot on the guy while he was trying to loot this stuff. And honestly, that is a great time to pick up those shots. When they're standing still trying to loot, then you can really hit them with the sniper. So I'm getting hit by behind here. I don't realize that it's behind. I think it's in front of me, and so I kind of mess up right there. I build immediately. So whenever you're getting shot, you want to build immediately, get into a more secure location. Then from there, you can consider returning fire. But when you're getting shot like that, just build, 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 build. That is how you're going to save your life. I'm certainly not as fast as the pros, as you can tell. But I'm practicing, trying to get better and build faster. So I take my shield potion right away. You want to have as high a shield as possible going into battle. I think I see him over in that direction, so I take out the structures there. I miss the sniper shot, and so I go in with the medium range gun, and he's just running at me. I don't know really what he was thinking there. He was trying to rush me, but it looks like he had basically no materials or very little materials to do that, so he wasn't building ramps like he should have been to defend himself. So I'm not sure what he was hoping for, but it didn't work out for him in the end. Alright, so I see that mountain in the distance. I figure I want to get some high ground, so I'm going to head over towards that mountain. And here's me on the top. I just kind of skipped the whole part getting there because it was a little boring. I notice when I get on top that I have very little wood, so I start looting the trees on top of the mountain here to build up that wood supply, because wood is a great material to have, builds quickly, it's very inexpensive, so you always want to have that coming in towards an end game situation, because right now we got 13 people left, so I'm getting towards end game and I want to be ready with materials. Reloading my guns here. I'm going to be checking all built structures with my sniper. I'm moving around. I'm constantly trying to move around. And I think I'm kind of exposed, so I start just going stepwise down the hill. Building those platforms there is a good way to kind of secretly, somewhat secretly, and quickly get down a mountaintop. You do want to be careful right there. I kind of jumped a little bit too far and I did lose some health, which isn't ideal, but it's not a big deal because I still have quite a bit of health left. So here I'm just trying to check all of these different spots. I'm scoping the map out, trying to see if anybody is running around, if I can catch sight of anyone. Check behind me just to make sure there's nobody coming down the mountain. And I gravitate towards built structures because usually when there's going to be somebody around there. Now I see some loot here and I see that it looks like somebody had just been killed and I catch somebody running across. It was a little bit too quick though and I knew I couldn't land the shot, so I hold off because if I headshot that would give away my location. So I hold off and see if she maybe kind of comes out so I have a little bit of a better shot, but she kind of disappears here, so I'm not sure where she had went, and I don't really want, I have the high ground, so I don't want to give that up at this point. So I just kind of stick with it. I look around. I try not to get tunnel vision. There was a person over there. I keep that in the back of my mind, but she didn't see me, so I still should be secure. Here I see a guy just standing there, and for a minute I thought he wasn't even playing, but it looks like he actually was. So he starts building when I hit him, and I would have preferred to get a headshot there, but I didn't land it, so it was a little bit further away than I thought. So here, there's enough of a bullet drop that I figure I can land it, but I missed it, and I hear gunshots below me again. So now I have to choose. Do I shoot this guy over here? Do I deal with the person that's a little bit closer, but also doesn't necessarily know I'm here? I'm not sure, but here I see her looting, and there we go. Land the headshot while she was looting. So again, when they're looting, it's a perfect time to snipe. So now that she's gone, I can turn my attention back to this guy in his structure. I'm trying to lob the shot in because it seems like he's at this corner, and I can kind of see movement over there, but I'm just not shooting high enough. I'm shooting a little bit too low. So I realize I'm not landing those shots, and then I see that I have to move forward for the storm which is coming in. So I start to work my way down the hill. The guy I was shooting at was not playing aggressively, so I can be pretty sure he's not going to shoot at me. I do need to be careful because those sniper shots are easily hurt, so there might be other people around. This loot is also very visible. But I need materials, so this is the perfect time to grab them, get as much ammo as I can. We're 5 people left, so this is an end-game scenario that I'm in, and I want to have as many materials and as much ammo as I possibly can. See a structure over to the left there, but nobody is on the top that I can see. I know that there's a guy still in that structure up on the hill, so I get ready to build walls to defend myself. Once I get within the circle, I decide to build up and get a little base going so I can start to scope out anybody who's running around trying to get back into the circle. 3 high is a safe bet. It's high enough that it's a little bit tough to get into, and it's low enough that if somebody shoots it out from underneath you, you'll be fine. You won't take any fall damage. I see that there's somebody over there towards the other mountain, and I decide that I want to build up, get a little bit of a better vantage point there, because they would be able to look down at me from their vantage point, and so even being contained within my base, they could still land shots. So I need to get a little bit higher here. Now you'll notice I'm staying kind of below the walls, but I'm still using my peripheral vision to scope everything out. I see somebody's building up or across from me, and I try and land into rocket shots, but unfortunately I'm not successful. So he returns fire, and you notice there again I forgot to reload my rocket launcher, and it cost me. So I see he's got a rocket too that he's sending at me, so I'm getting ready to rebuild in case he shoots another one at me. Try to land the sniper shot and I miss. So now this is getting kind of sticky because he's got a rocket, I got a rocket, and I see him building up. I want to build up too because I don't want him to have the height advantage on me. With rockets, if you have the height advantage, you're going to win. Pretty much 9 out of 10 times. Now there, I hear a sniper on my right. I see the guy on the mountain. I take a random shot.
Oh, that was a sick shot.
And I land it, which was very fortunate. That was a clutch shot because if he was still sniping down at me while the other guy was shooting me with rockets, I'd be having problems. So now it's just me and this guy. There's only 2 of us left, and we're both shooting off rockets at each other. I have a limited supply, so I'm going to try and land a sniper shot if I can. But I can't quite land that sniper shot. So I try and get one inside of his base. And so firing him off in quick succession, I hope to catch him with his shields down, and there you go, I did. So I wanted to include for you all the bloopers of the plays that it took me to get here. So for your enjoyment, blooper reel. Okay, there it is, everybody. Thanks for watching. Have a good one, and we'll catch you next time.